Yeah, we've definitely found our way into being a tech channel. We both have a huge interest of similar things in tech, in just gadgets and toys, and cars as well. We're both big car people and everything, and so a lot of that melds well with a lot of communities. And so we were very excited to be able to, make a channel that kind of includes all of it. But the goal of the channel really is kind of summed up in the last, I don't know, 30 seconds of our very first video. We kind of failed at our goal of supercharging a moped. And the moral of the story, though, was just because it was a failure to supercharge it doesn't mean it was a failure of a good time. And us as friends were able to have a great time, making that project happen. So that's kind of the whole purpose behind this channel, really.
Yeah, I did definitely did notice the model of like a tech leaning, but then there's just like as we were saying before, there's just random things in there like what's just like the roof rack one or the sparkling water one. It's like
The sparkling water one was one of our favorites to shoot, and
ah.
sadly has been probably our least successful video. But it was a blast to do.
It's actually a very expensive video compared to some of the other things that we were doing.
We had to buy a lot of sparkling water.
How many did you try in that video?
I think we did, what was it, like 8 regular, or maybe 6 regular sparkling waters with no flavor. And then we tried like 8 different flavors, and we had to get everybody blindfolded. We brought in a bunch of friends, and we were trying to see, can you actually taste the difference between sparkling water?
So like, I guess it'd be like a $40, $50 budget on that video, something like that.
Yeah, that was a lot at the time for that one.
Which for a video that didn't do great, that is kind of like it's a cool idea for a video, but like it is kind of sad that it just nothing really went anywhere with that one.
It's like $1 per view, basically.
It was that tiny little explosion in the distance. You show it on macro shots, and it just seems big, and then you just zoom out. It's like.
But like the way that I look at this channel is, as I was saying before, you know how you'll see those channels where they upload one video 10 plus years ago, and then randomly the YouTube algorithm's just like, hey, here you go. Why are you recommending me a video made in Windows Movie Maker in 2025? It's not even like a joke version of it. It's just a 10 plus year old video. It's on something I have zero interest in. I don't know why this is here whatsoever, but at the same time, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, that's kind of the hope. I mean, hopefully some of this stuff is so random it gets picked up, a little bit more than it is on launch. But we've got some videos that have done really, really well. We're very glad about that. The Pine Phone video is our #1 watched video. And we've got some System 76 stuff behind that and everything. And there's a clear need, I guess, for more tech content, I guess, even though it's a very crowded space. People seem to love it, and we've got some pretty unique angles at it, so we're glad that those have done well.
Yeah, I think it is a very crowded space, but also there's a lot of content where it's very much just the same content, and this kind of applies to a lot of when people talk about like YouTube being crowded, YouTube being, what's the word? Well, there's too many people,
Oversaturated.
That's it. Thank you. I think the problem is a lot of people don't really know how to carve out a niche. They sort of just see what somebody is doing and then basically just make the exact same thing. And when that's what you're doing, unless you have some sort of fun delivery to it, like what really is the appeal to doing the same thing that hundreds of other channels are doing?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, nothing against any tech YouTubers in the space, but I guess we wanted to. We would love to sort of like get the newest hardware and check it out. And I guess one thing is because we haven't been able to either to schedule or budget, we've sort of tried to sort of figure out something different. And that's like. I've been like looking at our catalog, certain things such as like the Pine Phone, or one of our top videos I know is putting Linux on a Microsoft Surface. Like, even though there's there's some people that have done that in the past. A lot of the big YouTubers aren't covering it and trying to put our own sort of twist on it. Because we had not been able to sort of, I guess, follow the trends, we've had to kind of make our own, which I think has worked out. What do you think, Mike? Do you think that's worked out?
Yes and no. I mean, we could play the algorithms more and do more of what, is definitely hot right now. Sure. But I mean, Jack and I have a very big affinity for, content of old, like 2014 YouTube and stuff like that, where YouTubers were just like doing the most crazy random things because they wanted to. And there wasn't really an algorithm then. It was all keyword based. It was a lot more of just like, people are looking up this item, people, use this kind of device and stuff like that. So maybe I'll do something off of there, but then I'll do whatever I want, and I feel like YouTube has kind of YouTube is one of the best social media platforms as it's grown, but it's also still got plenty of its own flaws. I mean, it's one of the only places where you can make money quite like, pretty much better than Facebook, Instagram, anything like that when it comes to the monetization side of things. However, they have got some real, like, when was the last time you searched something and got anything related to what you searched? It's bad right now. You get maybe 3 or 4 videos and they have the whole For You section. I mean, so for us, it's like, we have a love of that very chill content, or we're just going to do this. Being a film guy, if anybody else out there is into film, one of my favorite channels was Indie Mogul. And that one was just incredible back in the day, all the way up until about 2017 or so. They were just making banger after banger after banger. And that's just a kind of content style that just is no longer there. And so we kind of want to bring some of that back a little bit with NoPlan.
Right, like I went to the channel just now, and 4 years ago was the latest video, and it kind of just became camera videos by the looks of it.
They were bought by Aperture Lighting, and then that's basically just turned into a marketing YouTube channel for themselves.
That's sad. Like, you don't hear about channels being bought that often, but like when you do, and you go, especially when you go back to it like years later.
Yeah.
Like I think that the best example a lot of people are going to think of is when Smosh changed leadership, and now it's sort of gone back to the original people. So like there was that like period where it's not necessarily bad content. Like that's the thing, right? Like you maybe in this case, turning to an ad channel that's a different case. But like when you lose that original spirit of what the content was, it is kind of sad to go back to it. Like obviously you can't keep things the same, right? Like if you are still making the same videos as you were, 15 plus years ago, it's just like, for some people that works, right? Like some people, they have like a hyper niche. They've stuck to it forever. They kept getting better and better at it. And like, it just works. But if nothing changes, you can find that people eventually sort of, I guess, fall out of the content as they age into other things, especially if you have a kind of content that sort of targets a certain kind of demographic. And if you don't really change and you don't really improve stuff, like, it can get boring over time. At the same time, you can change too much, or it can become like too polished and too professional, and it just seems like something's off when you go back and watch it.